Thank you for listening to another edition of Interview with DJ Nocturna. It is another wonderful interview here I have going here with who's back for a second interview. This time is on my YouTube channel. I have Karl Morten Dahl, also known as Antipole, and I've got Paris Alexander from Blue Door Studio. First time doing the interview, but I know I've known these guys for quite some time now, playing their music. And thank you for you guys for always like sending over stuff to me, and it's always I'm always amazed at your collaboration. Thank you. I guess you guys work really well together.
Thank you.
And I know you're from two different areas. I know Karl, you live in Norway. You're in Norway right now, and
Yes.
and Paris Alexander is up in Brighton, England, which is one of the few places I want to go. Brighton is where I think Nick Cave lives over there with his wife.
Right.
Yeah, do you run into him?
Yeah, well, I haven't personally, but I hear about people that do.
Yeah, I'm wearing I'm wearing his wife is they have the vampire's wife, Susie Cave. So I'm wearing the kind of the shirt that I love her line. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. I don't know if you ever heard of this area called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Lewes.
Lewes,
Lewes, yeah.
Yeah, Lewes. Yeah.
Is that close to Brighton?
It's close. It's 20 minutes away in the car.
Oh, okay. Because I know that's like a medieval town where they do this celebration every year. It's like, back in the day they used to have hauntings there and pagan rituals and things like that.
Right.
And I guess they have this bonfire. It's like the largest bonfire in England, and they do it every year in November. It's kind of like because she does this scented candles, on her site, and she kind of, I don't know if she goes there and does that every year, but it's one of those things I would go if I was going to Brighton. I would go to that one as well because they're so close together,
Sure.
Yeah, we went there last week, in fact.
Oh, you went to Brighton?
Yeah, no, to Lewes.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Well, so what did you think?
Beautiful town, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. What can you do there?
I guess Paris can tell you more about that, but we had dinner and just did a little walk. But beautiful town.
We had dinner. We drove past the castle, which you saw for about 2 seconds, Carl, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it's lovely town.
We were busy rehearsing, so.
Yeah.
Oh, must be nice then.
But it was nice, yeah. We relaxed in the evening, and myself and Eirene decided to take Carl and his girlfriend to Lewes because we thought he should see it. And it's interesting to know that you've even heard of it, to be honest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you guys have been collaborating. I don't know if it's earlier than 2017. Has it been time or before that?
I thought about it earlier today, and I guess it was February 2017, probably. Yeah.
Oh.
So over 5 years ago. Yeah.
So how did the collaboration come about?
By coincidence. I had this Antipole project doing lo-fi post-punk instrumental stuff, and it was fun, but I had this idea that it would sound a lot better and be much more interesting, both for me and other people, hopefully, if I could get a producer, get more professional production, synths and drums, etc. So I think I contacted some guy on Twitter, and quite randomly, and he didn't have time to work on my music, but he knew about this guy, Paris Alexander in Brighton, which could do it. Yeah.
No, that's how it happened.
So
yeah,
somebody making the initiative first, and then responding, and then that kind of stuff. And then when you guys got together, but this was online, right? You guys are two different places.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then it just worked out. So I know you guys, you had two albums in the past. Is it just two? I know Northern.
Yes, we did one EP called Getting Frequent Now, and then one album, Northern Socks, and another album, Radal Glare, with also where also Eirene Eirene contributed to both of them, but mostly to Rail Glare. Yeah. That was 2019 Rail Glare. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I mean, it's always great to find someone that you guys can that you work in harmony, and the music. I mean, the music you guys have been putting out has a signature. Like I can kind of tell that it's Antipole and Paris Alexander collaborating. You know, it's I
Thank
don't
you for
know.
that.
Yeah, no, it really does. It has a little dark, of course, the dark side, which is that's important, right? Criteria got to have the dark side.
Yeah.
And the guitar and the synthesizer and and then the lyrics, which is also wonderful. And I know Paris, you're responsible for the lyrics.
Thank you. Yes, myself and Eirene on the lyrics. Yeah, thank you.
And so some of the things that's really important. I know lyrics is really important in music. I mean, for me, I mean, I know there are artists that don't have lyrics in their songs, and that's wonderful too. Of course, like the composers and in the old days and stuff like that. But oh, look at the cat.
Yes, this is Lily.
Oh,
Wanting to be a part of things. Yeah.
so how does that collaboration? How do you guys collaborate together? Like in writing the music and finding the right one that comes about. Like especially in this new album that's going to be released on May 17, I believe.
The 12th,
May
May
12th.
12th. Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be released
on for this. Sorry.
No, it's going to be
for this
Old Records. Yeah.
So for this album, which we have been working on now and releasing in 2 weeks, we did it quite differently than we did with the other 2 albums. So with Rail Glare and Not a Socks, it was kind of Antipole sketches / demos that Ivan have been working on and sent over to Alex to finish, and did some versions back and forth where Alex contributed with vocal melodies, synth melody lines, drums, etc. So that, but there were always kind of Antipole song in the beginning, and then it turned into a Antipole and Paris Alexander song, or with Eirene. But on this album, we discussed prompt that we wanted to have a kind of different approach, where we like half of the tracks should be Paris Alexander tracks, or he started the process, and then work back and forth, another half from me. So I kind of so we could have a different approach, and hopefully a different and maybe interesting for us as well to do it another way. So Paris, you can tell what your view on the process is.
It has been sort of going backwards. It's been a journey, and this new album coming out, as Karl said, we sort of did literally half and half, didn't we, Karl? I think you sent me sketches like you used to do, and I would add synthesizers and vocals and mix the music. And then half of the album I started with drum beats, synths, perhaps a vocal idea, and send that over to Karl. And then we just communicate backwards and forwards and bounce stuff backwards and forwards until we're happy. So it works really well.
Oh, so this, I know the track is it's called, the album is called Crystalline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crystalline, and I know there's 8 songs.
Sure.
I know you released 3 so far. Perception being number 1, Midnight Shadows, and then the more recent one, Bleach, which is, God, that's beautiful. Bleach. I really like that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this was mixed and mastered at the Blue Door Studio.
Yes.
That's your Paris. So tell us about that. Tell us about how you started that.
Well, I actually started that back in 2017, I guess, because I've been producing music for years and sort of dance music in the past. And then I did the first track for Karl called Narcissus back in 2017. And it kind of grew from doing that. I thought, do you know what? This is working so well, living in different countries, and we're able to produce music together. And I thought, actually, I'm going to build a business based on that. Just, very small business, but nevertheless, it's just myself. But it's bluedoormusicproductions.com, because you can collaborate and you can mix and master, produce for people in different countries, and I love that. So I wanted to build on that basically.
Yeah, and I know you have you work with other musicians as well.
I do. I've worked with someone in Australia, Houston, Texas, and other places I can't think of right now. But in other words, all around the world, which I think is amazing. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so as I say, the journey with Karl is that it kind of began with that, and we've grown together.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, that's how it should be. So tell us about this new album. What is the background behind this? The title of the album.
I think with the lyrics, I think you should start saying something about that, Paris.
Okay. Well, but the title of the album did come from Karl, who's very good at coming up with names and titles.
So Karl, I gotta ask you. I know when we did the interview, we were talking about your muse, your girlfriend, and Christelle, right?
Anne-Christel, yeah.
So does this title have anything to do with her again?
Sorry, can you repeat?
No, the title of the album is it connected to her because it has similar her name? I don't know. Maybe not.
No, unfortunately. I wish I could have an interesting story, but the title didn't come from me, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell who suggested it. So let's keep it a secret.
Okay.
But the lyrics are maybe
the lyrics. Okay, the lyrics. They're kind of they're coming from me in the sense of traveling on a journey, struggling in some ways, but keeping optimistic and sort of going through difficult times, whether personally or in society, in our surroundings, and just sort of battling forward, moving forward as well. So there's that kind of not contradiction, but the parallel journey, if you see what I mean. I think that's kind of it. So I seem to have a theme going on about being a little bit lost lost in an urban environment, whether it's in my dreams, whether it's for real, but moving, like I say, moving forward and just kind of describing that, and still being optimistic as well, actually.
So it does have that optimism on the songs.
So I hope so. I like to balance that with, I don't want to just be bleak, but I'm just
no, it's great.
Open and honest about some struggles or struggles that I see around me, but I keeping a level of optimism. So like I say, that kind of balance. So that I think that probably will come through in the music and in the lyrics.
So
and it's interesting because with the name Antipole, that was kind of the idea from the beginning as well, where you have the sadness and the optimism, the darkness and the light.
Like the balance. Well, can you tell us a little bit about how you got Antipole?
The name?
Yeah.
That was from my girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anne-Christel.
Yeah. I know we talked about that before, but that was an interview that was just a podcast at the time. So I didn't have my YouTube channel at the time.
I see.
Yep. And Eirene has contributed to this album, right?
Yes, it's latest album. She wrote a song, and she's on some backing vocals, and she's going to be playing live with us in May, and we're going to be playing some of the album.
Yeah, I heard about that one. That's going to be at this festival. Is that correct? Let's see here. Is
Wave Gothic Treffen in Leipzig.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wish I can go to these things. They're so far from me.
Yeah, you should go.
And then I hear about it too late. These things like you got to plan it. It's like you guys coming to Hawaii, you know. It's kind of
Yes,
far
it is.
from, you know, it's like me going over there. It's like, okay, it's in Germany, right?
Yeah,
It is.
it's a big festival with 140 bands or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of our favorites playing there. Finally be able to see Lebanon, Hanover. Yeah, it's Chameleons and again,
Yeah,
many other
I know that's one of
bands.
your favorites,
Ashcode. Yeah,
Information.
yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's great. So how did you guys so this album is going to be released on Young and Cold Records. How did that come about?
So Young and Cold released the last album or previous album we did as well. So I just yeah. So I would like to continue to work with Young and Cold. So and then it was nice that they wanted to release the album after I sent it to them. So it's not given that they like it, but I loved it. They said so. Nice to have
Yeah, I'm sure they
Young and
love it.
Cold.
It's great. So I so far you released three, and are you guys going to be releasing one more before the actual release?
Singles, you mean?
I think
Yeah.
we'll leave
No.
it there, won't we?
3 is enough. We're
Three.
trying to. Previously, we have done mostly one single before the album, but
Yeah.
trying to be modern and yeah, you know, in a
Oh, it's coming up pretty soon.
And it is
Yeah.
coming up soon, the album, anyway. Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, so that's I'm really excited for that. I mean, I think it's going to be great. I mean, there's people can find it on Bandcamp, right?
Yeah.
Or what's the best way to find this?
So if Bandcamp, you can order the CD and vinyl and also digital. So yeah.
And you're going to
Also
have it on
all-
vinyl also. Vinyl.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think that's important. I feel very fortunate and that we're able to release our music on vinyl. So still feels special to have your music on vinyl. I don't know about you, Paris, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, no, vinyl is great. I mean, I still have vinyl. I still collect vinyl. You know,
Cool.
sometimes I have to stop a little bit because I got too much vinyl. No anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you just you don't want to, you know, I hope it never I hope vinyl never stops, you know, with all these digital things going on, right? How about
Yeah.
always
Yeah. I guess most people listen to music on Spotify, etc. But yeah,
It's nice to have a vinyl as well.
absolutely.
So Carl, how did you start out with a guitar? You play the guitar, right? That's your main instrument. How did that all
Yeah.
tell us about your, you know, your the young Carl when he first started?
The young Carl, yeah. I used to go to this actually organ courses when I was a kid. So we had a little bit of organ in our living room. So, and I remember that the main thing I did was trying to create songs on it, which I was not too interested in learning the songs that we were supposed to learn. But and then a few years later, I think it was for many me as other people, many other people. It started with somebody inspiring me to pick up the guitar, and for me it was Kurt Cobain, Nirvana. So I felt like he spoke to me, or like, oh, this is something I can do, or I want to do this. Yeah, no, so then I spent many hours trying to learn to play guitar. So that was it, and then I started to create songs immediately, mostly, and Nirvana songs. Yeah.
And how about you, Paris?
So yeah, I go back a long way musically. I grew up in a musical family. It was all classical music, but I always had it around me. And my dad worked at the Opera House in London, and as a child, I used to go and see opera and all this dramatic music, which I think really influenced me. So I think sort of in what I do, which is obviously quite different to classical music, but there are elements there that I like, such as drama, basically telling a story and putting that drama into the soundtrack of the music as well. So I've always grown up with music. I learned to play piano when I was young, and then just various instruments as I've grown up, sort of drums, guitar, saxophone, piano. And that's why I ended up being a producer, because I can just play, not brilliantly, but I can play all these different instruments to a certain point. So that's what I do, basically, yeah.
And you need to tell about the story with Sergeant Pepper.
Oh yes, and yeah. So my dad's dad, my granddad, was a cellist, and he played with Beatles amongst others. And he's on the Sergeant Pepper's album. There's an orchestra on there, and he's playing on "She's Leaving Home" and various.
Oh, I love that song. She's Leaving Home.
So, I guess I was inspired from all my life basically with music, and so I think it's no surprise that I've ended up being a musician myself, just a different type of one.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you mean like the darker side?
Well, and electronic.
Yeah.
They were all sort of classically trained acoustic instruments, and I think when I was a young adult, maybe 20 years old, and I first came across sequencing, samplers, I really took to that. So I've just combined technology with a childhood of sort of learning music as well, and that's why I've put it together into a mix and do what I do basically.
Sometimes I always wonder how musicians start out. That's why I always ask a little background thing, going back in time, and the inspiration behind the music and the collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I know there's videos for the 3 songs you released already. Tell us about that. They're great videos, always.
Thank you. Well, the first one again goes with the journeying. I think we're kind of, I was walking through a city in England called Bath, a historical,
beautiful, yeah.
So, and it was winter time, and it was just cold and icy. So we've got a bit of me there. We've got Karl in Trondheim, cold and icy, and I just think it went with the music. So that was the first video, which is was it Perceptions, Karl?
Yes.
Yeah.
For that song, I wanted it to be the song. We wanted it to be cold and icy, and so it matched the video. Yeah, or the other way around.
Yeah, and it matches the label. The dark and cold.
Exactly. There's a theme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Midnight Shadows. Again, obviously, we're in 2 different places, but we joined together. Again, traveling and movement. So that was actually driving around this time, and Karl took some video footage driving around in Norway, and I did in Brighton in England, and we put that together to make a video. And then lastly, the third video just now, again, movement, but this time on a train. But also we've come together because we were together in a rehearsal room. So we thought, well, why not put some of that footage together of the traveling on the train. Karl's just arrived, albeit by aeroplane, and we're in the same space unusually. So
yeah,
our third video.
That's rare.
So who produced the videos? Did you guys? Okay,
we do that together. We collaborate on the videos.
Oh, okay, okay, great.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't have a big budgets for stuff, so yeah.
No, it looks good. So, how often do you guys meet up to in person? I know. Yeah. Nowadays people can work across the other side of the globe together.
Yeah, so it's every 5 years, is it?
Is it really?
Yeah, because we played a few shows and festivals in 2018, and then we met up, and we were supposed to play 2 shows in 2020, but then the pandemic happened, and those were cancelled, and now it's 2023, so it's 5 years ago. So we will meet each other again in 2028. So.
Yeah, so on the next trip, Paris is gonna have to go to Norway.
Yeah, hopefully. But he's got to bring his skis because we got snow this weekend again, so it's white outside the window now. Yeah,
that's fine by me.
You know, and I know in the past, I don't know if both of you worked together on the Joy Division one, the cover.
I think I mixed that for you, Carl, but it was basically
Are you
both.
thinking about the Insight?
Insight, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's mainly me. That was a kind of the what you hear on that cover version is kind of the Antipole that was before I started working with Paris Alexander, because it's simple drum beat from the little studio I have, just
Mhm.
some basic stuff, and then me playing bass and guitars, and Paris mixed it. But so that's the sound that was pre-Paris Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like it. Yeah, and also the Loneliness, the kind of Zymelox one that you guys remixed. I don't know who did that one.
Yeah, so that was me
Um,
and Paris. So yeah,
yeah, that
we
was
did it
good too.
together.
Yeah, I love all, and then the 919. I think that was with Kill Shelter. The Sisters of Mercy. I like that. I think
Yeah, the cover with Sister of Mercy, that was
that
with
was
Pete
that's a
for
good
Kill
one as
Shelters.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this release, the album, which is again May 12 on Young and Cold Records. And there's 8 tracks, and people can find it, of course, on their Bandcamp page. Um, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about with regard to the release of the album? And then I know you guys are getting ready for your next concert, right? For the live
Yeah,
show.
yeah. So
When is
we're
that?
doing a show. We've got to Treffen in Germany, so we're doing a pretty long show, 70 minutes, and that's quite a long time for us. So we have been rehearsing on our own for a few weeks, and then last week we got together to rehearse. So and it was really nice to be in the same room with Eirene and Paris finally to play the
So
songs. And yeah,
when you guys do like live shows, do you guys have another lineup to
so
or just you guys or only you three?
it's us three. Yeah, so we have had other people joining us as well, but we don't do many live shows. So yeah, I don't know if you want to say something, Paris.
Yeah, so in the past we've had a live bass player, we've had percussion. This time, as Carl said, we don't actually play that often. So we're keeping it quite simple. It's the three
Yeah.
of us. So we're going to have keyboard, synths, obviously guitar, live guitar, 2 vocals, lead vocals, backing vocals, and some backing tracks. So it'll be the three of us playing in Germany.
Wow. I wish I can go. I mean, I don't know when I'm ever going to be able to see you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys need to come to the United States
yeah,
sometime.
yeah, for
Or
sure. I'd love to.
and I know Carl, you came to Hawaii, right? Some time ago.
Yeah,
I remember you
5 years ago. Yeah,
for vacation, right?
yeah, that was with Anne-Christel and my kids. So I went to Honolulu. That's where you. But I didn't knew about you at the time,
I know, yeah.
did
If you
I?
did,
No.
then I would say, hey,
So it was very nice being in Hawaii. We drove around the island and yeah, had a lot of fun there. That was a nice thing to do with
oh,
the
and
kids. Yeah,
what about you, Paris? You never been to Hawaii, right? Or have
I've
you?
never been. No,
Oh, yeah, okay.
happy to come.
Yeah, 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 you guys need to come down here. So the
yeah,
artwork is done by Anne-Christel, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
the
so
artwork.
she has done the artwork, which
The album cover.
I'm happy. Yeah, the album cover, yes. So I'm very happy with her work again. So I don't know about you, Paris, but hopefully you're happy too.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And the singles as well,
yeah,
variations on the theme. And I think it suits the music and the cold
yeah.
cold wave element.
Yeah, no, I like the album cover as well. I know she was doing the album cover even in the previous albums, right? Did she
Yeah,
do?
so she has done everything
Yeah. Oh, wow.
except for the work I've done with Pete, of course, with Kill Shelter, because he's doing that himself. But she has done everything with Antipole and Paris and Iran. Yeah, it's keeping nature or Arctic, Northern Lights, or something like that as a theme, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm really excited for the album. It's coming out May 12th. Crystalline.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is it
Crystalline,
okay? On Young and Cold Records. So Karl Morten Dahl, Antipole, and Paris Alexander. This is all recorded in Blue Door Studios and bluedoormusicproductions.com, right? And
That's
of course,
right.
and the music is available on your Bandcamp page, and of course, you're also on Facebook and Instagram. People want to find out a little bit more, check out your
Yeah.
music, and also
Thank
the
you.
covers. That's just amazing. And I'm looking forward to Bleach is great. I love this one, and I'll
Thank
play
you.
it next week. I'll play it next week on the show. And of course, this would be I think I'm going to be playing this release right when you release the album. May
Okay.
I don't know
Lovely.
I don't know what that falls on. May what does May 12 fall on?
Friday.
Oh, is it? Okay, so it'll air on the 13th. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Perfect. Thank you for your long-time support. Really appreciate
Oh,
that.
yeah. Thank you for the for doing this and working with me on the time difference and all that kind of stuff. It's always a pleasure to talk to you again, Carl, and finally to meet you, Paris Alexander.
Thank you.
I've been
You
getting your
too.
music and just enjoying it, and it's great on the dance floor as well. And if people want to check you guys out, you gotta play the music of Antipole and Paris Alexander on the dance floor. All the DJs out there. Yeah, it's
Sure.
always great.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I hope to go to your country. I mean, I've been to England a few times and never to Brighton, which is it's like a beach area, right? Beaches there.
It is. It is
Yeah.
a beach area, but
But it
there's a
must be
lot going
colder.
on in the
Is it
town.
colder? It must be really cold in the winter.
It's cold, wet, damp in the winter. In the summer, it's nice and warm, but it's very lively. A lot of music going on from May onwards. I
Oh,
would say
really?
May or June would be the perfect time to visit.
Like concerts?
Yeah. There's something called the Great Escape Festival in May, which is new music from all around the world.
Oh.
I'm really lucky where I live. So, buzzing town.
Yeah, and Norway, I heard it's just beautiful.
Yes, I think we're lucky to live in Norway. I love the seasons that we have. Winter
Yeah.
with snow and spring and summer and fall. So we have mountains and fjords and not too many people in this big country. So you should
That's
come
great.
visit
Yeah.
Norway.
I mean, traveling is like the best way to experience things, and have memories.
Yeah, absolutely. You remember the traveling. Yeah. Places,
Oh, I'm
people.
a traveler. Love to travel.
That's good.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me on the show. I really appreciate the interview and knowing a little bit more about the collaboration and the new album. Looking forward to
Thank
playing.
you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let me turn this off. Okay.